We have a few questions to ask you in regards to the deaths of 4 students Sunday night. Will you come with us? Yeah, get his ass! Get him! That girl was a swimmer on the same team as the victims, but she left a month ago. There are rumors that they didn't leave on entirely good terms. Her motivation does not make sense to go out of her way to kill teammates that are still on the team when she went solo. He might not even be the killer, and I'm just being hateful for no reason. And I'll do it again. Is she talking to Detective Singh? Let me make it up to you. Let's see. You like coffee, right? Ooh, are you asking me out on a date? Oh, yeah. He did ask me a few questions. About what? Everything, really. You, the fraternity, anything he thought could help the case, I guess. You mean anything that might help him pin this on me? My phone rings and I glance at it. I don't recognize the number. Answer it, answer it, answer it, answer it.
Answer it.
You know, for some reason, I feel like I know you better than I do. Sorry, that probably sounded weird. I mean that when I see you around, I feel like I should say something. There aren't a whole lot of people who would know what we're going through. Alright. Okay. I'm back. We had some technical difficulties in the fact that I had no more space on my computer, so it stopped recording. And when I clicked back to the game, it decided to move on. So that last sentence, I hope you got a nice look at it. Anyway, we're in class now, so let's keep it going. When I get to class, Edwin immediately turns to face me. I see you had a good time. I hope you die. Sorry? What's the problem now? You know what I mean. Your little coffee date with the detective. Not only did you meet him for coffee, but then he drove you to campus, huh?
Seriously?
It's not polite to spy on people. Who needs to spy when your friend does something as obvious as coming to campus in a police car? Detective Singh was nice enough to offer me a ride. Why are you making a big deal out of this?
Whatever.
You're right. I suppose I should be delighted that my best friend is getting all cozy with the detective trying to make me out to be a murderer. Best friend is a fucking stretch. You are someone I know. Maybe. That's not fair, and you know it. He's just trying to do his job. Hey, do you two have to have an argument right now? We've got a quiz today, and you're making me forget the little I managed to memorize. How about you put some headphones on so I can yell at this motherfucker, okay? You're not part of this conversation. Sorry that I'm bothering you. Put some headphones in. I need to yell at him, because he needs to have his ass taken down. Startled, I look at Riley and then glance around. Several of our classmates are looking at us. We must have been louder than I thought. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. We turn back to our desks and avoid each other's gazes for the rest of class. Good! Leave me alone. Sometime later. I make it through my classes, although the case keeps bouncing around my mind at the least opportune times. Edwin catches up to me as I start to leave.
Hey.
What?
I'm sorry.
Sorry about what happened earlier. I guess I'm a bit stressed. No, you're possessive. Well, alright. I can understand that. Come on, I'll walk you back to your apartment. You don't have to. It's not safe for you to walk around alone right now. Or were you planning to get a ride from the police? Oh, so you're not over it! Fuck off. I groan at the implications in his tone. Fine, let's go. No, don't let him walk you home. Go find Natasha. As Edmund and I leave campus, the sun sinks toward the horizon. It isn't so bad while we're still on the crowded streets, but once we leave the more populated areas behind, I can't help but glance over my shoulder. Come to think of it, I'm glad I'm not walking home alone. Even sticking to the main streets, we can't entirely avoid dark areas. One street light has gone out, and the dark stretch of road up ahead looks especially ominous. Looks like there's no avoiding it. Right. As we walk down the dark road, the hair on the back of my neck prickles. At first I think it's my imagination, but the uneasiness feeling persists. Is someone there? Probably! Look, 9 times out of 10, if you feel like someone's watching you, they are. I look behind me, but there's no sign of anyone else on the road besides us.
Are you okay?
Something wrong?
No.
I feel like someone is watching us.
What?
Mysterious presence. Is someone watching me, or is it just my imagination? No, you're probably right. He looks around. I don't see anyone. Maybe it's my imagination. All the same, I'll report this once I get home. It might be nothing, but I hope Singh can at least make a note about it. My apartment building is a welcome sight.
Thank you.
Thanks for walking me home. Don't mention it. I'll be fine from here. I start towards the doors. Adrian, I pause. Yes? Never mind, it's nothing. Good night.
Bye.
Alright, good night then. I wait a moment longer in case he changes his mind, then continues on into the building. What if Natasha is the killer? I don't know, I just have a thought! I'm getting suspicious of everyone all over again. Inside, I put down my things and stretch. I have some homework I could work on, but right now I'd rather relax and forget the nerve-wracking walk home. It's hard to focus on marketing when every shadow outside reminds me I might be in danger. Might be? You are in danger. My phone buzzes with a message notification from where I set it on the table. Who could that be? I grab my phone. To my surprise, it's Singh's number. He's never texted me before. I wonder if that means it's not too important. I check the message. Thank you for getting coffee with me this morning. I enjoyed it. You were good company, although I doubt I can say the same for myself. Shut up, yes you were. The surprise message makes me smile and I send a reply. Don't be ridiculous, you were fine company. Just fine? Oh, then we should do it again sometime. Well, I didn't see that coming. I did! Yay! I look at the invitation for a few minutes and then I dial Singh's number. Since he must have had his phone with him, I'm not surprised when he answers right away.
Hello?
Hey!
This is Adrian.
Is everything alright?
Did something happen? Well, yes, actually. I already forgot about it. While I was walking home from campus today, I felt like someone was watching me. I see. Did you see anyone nearby?
No.
No, so it's possible it was just my imagination. All the same, I'll let the officers patrolling the area know they should keep an eye out for anyone suspicious in the area between your apartment and the university. What if it is him? Because who else could... I mean, the police are patrolling in the car, so they're not just sitting in one spot. But if, like, they passed by and he was walking in to go and check in on the thing, they wouldn't think twice about the detective going. They wouldn't think twice about Fawn going. Like, I'm suspicious of everybody now, but I'm gonna hit my 2 romances. That's all I know. Thank you. That's not the only reason I called, though. Your invitation took me by surprise, but I'm flattered. I'd be happy to meet up for coffee whenever you're free. The silence on the other end makes me worried. I had a good time this morning, and I enjoyed talking to you, so since it seems like you did too, we should definitely go again. I can't have misinterpreted what he said. He clearly suggested another coffee date.
I apologize.
I didn't mean to be rude. You just took me by surprise. Actually, I expected you to decline. You invited me, but assumed I'd say no? Don't misunderstand. My invitation was sincere. Well, then I accept. Good. Great. Right. Okay. I think one-word responses have gotten us as far as they're going to. Why did you expect me to say no? Aside from Fawn, people don't tend to chat with me unless it's related to a case. I've been told I'm not especially good company, so I rather assumed you'd feel the same way. Didn't Edwin say something about Singh not having a lot of friends among his colleagues? But Fawn talks to you. You just said so yourself. Fawn talks to everyone. At least everyone she can convince to listen to her ramble on about whether current or cold cases she's researching. Yeah. I assume being a blogger has gotten her used to the idea of having a ready audience waiting to hear what she has to say.
Unfortunately.
She doesn't seem to realize that there's a rather large difference between people reading her blog, in which case they've opted into the conversation, and bringing it up randomly to colleagues and passers-by. A distant, "I heard that," rings out in the background and I can't help but laugh. Sorry, I guess you're still at work right now. Always. Not literally always, but of course. I should hope not. Even a detective can't be that busy. If it were always detective work, I'm not sure I'd mind. What, you wouldn't want a vacation? A solid case to investigate is a vacation, from the paperwork and minor offenses. Your case has given me something to sink my teeth into. You're welcome. Given that you're so busy, though, is it alright for us to talk now? I don't want to interrupt your work.
That's fair.
You have a point. It might be best if we cut this short for tonight and pick up where we left off tomorrow.
Yeah.
Alright, sounds good to me. Should we get coffee then? It's looking like tomorrow morning will be a busy one. Not the best day for coffee. Then maybe we could do something else. I wonder what Singh does in his spare time. Even a detective must have hobbies. Wait. It seems implausible, and yet I can't help but think back to the cafe and its fantasy themes. Could Singh actually be into things like that? I can't picture it. How is it that I can hear you overthinking things? Huh? It must be the extended period of awkward silence. Sorry, I was just wondering if we might find something to do once we're both free tomorrow. That's not a bad idea. Great! Although we still aren't any closer to deciding what. I find myself more intrigued than I expected to be. It feels like something is developing here. A few times Singh and I have interacted over the course of this case so far. We've gotten along pretty well. Friendships have started under stranger circumstances. So then, I'll get in touch with you tomorrow once I have a better idea of how things look. Is sending a message alright? Sure, that'll be fine. A knock at the door cuts through the conversation. Who could— that's right, Kim was supposed to come by tonight. I cut my hands over the mouthpiece of the phone. Just a minute! Then I return my attention back to the call. Someone's at the door, so I need to go. Be careful. I'm 99% sure it's Dr. Kim, but I'll look through the peephole just to be sure. Alright. I'll let you go then. Don't keep the good doctor waiting in the hall.
Talk to you later.
Alright, have a good night.
I'll talk to you soon.
You too. I hang up the phone and rub my chin, not entirely sure what to make of our conversation. It was fairly amiable, but much more awkward at times than I expected. I hurried to the door, glanced through the people to see Kim patiently waiting, and then let him in. Hey, Kim. Sorry about the delay.
I'm sorry.
It's no trouble if this is a bad time. No, it's fine. I was just on the phone. He steps inside and follows me over to the couch. Was it a social call or something related to the case? Yes. Yes. Kim raises his eyebrows. That wasn't exactly a yes or no question. I know, but my conversation with Singh runs through my mind again. He's the detective in charge of the case, but I called him up just to talk about meeting up sometime. We're meeting tomorrow, but not because of the investigation. It's complicated.
I see.
I see. Do you, though? We sit down together and Kim makes a note on the notepad. Already? Damn!
Has anything changed since our last session? Anything you want to talk about?
Well, I've been seeing a lot of the detective in charge of the case.
Detective Singh? That's not a surprise, since he's actively investigating and you're the prime witness. It would be stranger if the two of you hadn't been in contact again.
Sure, of course.
Come to think of it, he might be a good person to ask. If I remember right, when they were talking to each other, he called Singh by his first name, just like Fawn does.
You know Detective Singh pretty well, don't you?
As well as anyone does.
What does that mean?
He isn't the easiest person to get to know. Of course, I make it my business to get to know people a little better than they'd like me to.
Should you be admitting that out loud? Are you saying you don't know Singh that well, but you've psychoanalyzed him? I wouldn't go that far. I'd say we're professional colleagues, so I've gotten to know him simply from dealing with him routinely. Someone told me he doesn't have many friends among his colleagues.
I'm afraid not.
I don't know much about his social life, aside from the fact that he gets along with Fawn and me. She and I share the same trait of being unable to mind our own business. He seems friendly enough to me. You seem to be taking an unusual interest in the detective. His casual observation brings a rush of heat to my cheeks. My embarrassment only increases when I realize Kim has made another note, presumably about this. Stop it! Stop writing things down! That's right, we're supposed to be talking about my mental well-being, and instead I started grilling him about Sing. Sorry, I didn't mean to get off topic.
It's quite alright.
I don't mind at all. I'm here to talk about whatever's on your mind, and it seems like the answer to that is Detective Sing. I suppose that's true. Is he who you were talking to on the phone when I arrived? Yes.
So, what's going on?
You seem like you're getting along well then. Why are you so interested in what I think about him? I want to get to know him better. He doesn't, I mean, yes, but I feel like saying he makes me nervous is going to send it in the, he could be the murderer path and not the he makes me nervous because I like him path. I want to get to know him better. Talking to someone who knows him well might give me a better idea of how to approach him. Is this the part where I remind you that you should be yourself? He seems more amused by the idea than genuinely chiding me, so I find myself rolling my eyes. Don't worry, we don't need to have that conversation. I'm not planning to pretend to be someone I'm not. I guess it's more that I don't have a good grasp of how to read Detective Sing's reactions yet. I'm not sure if he actually wants to talk to me, or if he just feels bad for me because I'm in a bad situation thanks to this case. Girl, he literally told you... I'd hate it if he were just talking to me out of pity and I kept taking up his time anyway. From what I've seen, I doubt you need to be concerned about that. He's not the sort of man who would spend time He's not the sort of man who would spend time with someone just to spare their feelings. If that was his motivation, he'd be more inclined to direct you towards someone else you could talk to instead. I see. So you're saying he tends to be honest. Blunt, at least. I don't know him well enough to say much beyond that. Regardless, it sounds like Sing actually wants to spend time with me. A weight lifts from my shoulders. Above all, I'd simply say to trust your instincts and ask someone else for advice if you need help figuring it out. You don't need to find all the answers yourself.
Thank you.
That actually helps a lot. Glad to hear it. Oh, and don't worry, I won't tell Sing you were asking about him. These sessions are always confidential. Thanks. Now then, is anything on your mind besides our detective friend? Asking what isn't on my mind might be a better question. Classes are picking up, but at the same time, I feel like the case is looming over me. That's understandable, given the situation. Although knowing Detective Sing is looking out for me makes it easier, I feel confident that he'll catch the culprit. Don't let that confidence in him make you lower your guard. Don't worry, I've got a good dose of paranoia to go along with that confidence. We spend the next hour discussing the case and the ways I've been coping with the threat hanging over me. Once we're finished, we agree to meet for another session in 2 days, and earlier in the day since it's the weekend. After Kim leaves, I make sure the door is locked and then finish up the last of my homework. At last, I get ready for bed. My thoughts keep straying back to my conversation with Sing and our promise to meet up tomorrow. Maybe now I'll get to know him better. Kim's suggestion to get advice from other people also sounds like a good one. That was our idea in the first place. Fawn might be able to help if I really can't figure Sing out. She seems to get along with him pretty well. Definitely not Edwin, though. Something tells me he wouldn't have an unbiased opinion. He has an opinion on fucking everyone, and he's decided that everyone sucks and you need to be around him. Drop him! Hopes and possibilities run through my mind as I settle down to sleep. Although I have some trouble falling asleep, I find it less from anxiety over the case and more from anticipation about tomorrow. I guess we've settled on my usual grumpy Friday! That's blood. Has there always been blood in the background? I haven't been paying attention. The phone wakes me up in the morning. Ugh, I'm coming, just hang on. Mumbling under my breath, I roll out of bed and grab my ring phone. My ringing phone! The blinking screen displays the name Drew, and I rub my eyes a moment before answering. What in the world can my roommate want this early in the morning?
Hello?
Hey, I hope I didn't wake you. You did, actually. Sorry about that. Time passes strangely when you're on a crazy schedule, you know. You didn't call me just to tell me what a wild time you're having in Las Vegas, did you? No. Her voice grows serious. I called because I heard that there were murders on campus and that they still haven't caught the killer. Is that true? A cold pit forms in my stomach. Yeah, it's true. What happened? Someone attacked 3 swimmers and another student at the recreation center. I hesitate, but decide not to mention the rest. The fewer people who know about my involvement in this case, the safer I'll be, or so I'd like to think, anyway. That's horrible. How are you handling it? I'm doing fine. There's been a big police presence on campus ever since, so I'm sure they'll catch the killer soon. I sure hope so. Just stay safe, alright? I will. Have fun out there in Vegas. Play an extra round of poker for me or something. Ha! I'll win a fortune in your honor. You fucking better. I'm counting on it. I hang up and look at the time. Too early to be up, but too late to go back to sleep. If I fall asleep now, chances are good I won't wake up when I'm supposed to. Since I'm up, I might as well stay up. If Drew manages to win it big, I'm getting her a watch for Christmas. I fix myself some breakfast and sit down to eat. Once I finish, I open my books and get a little homework done that I probably should have finished the night before. While I'm working, a text message arrives. Could you stop by the station when you have time today? I can come by after my classes. Will that work? Perfect. So we're just gonna skip class, right? We're gonna skip. God damn it! Why do you keep going to classes? I know you want a sense of like normalcy or whatever. Take a break. Take this week off. You would have a good excuse. Classes seem to take forever today, even though the opposite is actually true. More than one professor lets us out early. With the winter festival planned for tonight, no one is in the mood for classes, and the professors can tell they don't have an attentive audience. But with plans for afterwards, I feel like I'm on a deadline. I catch myself checking the clock multiple times, especially during my last class. Don't be ridiculous. Singh just said to stop by once I have time. Even running a few minutes late wouldn't be a problem. Yet when the final class is finally over, I hurry out the door.
Hey.
Hey. Edwin stops me as I dash down the sidewalk. What's the rush? Are you late for something? Yes. Oh, I'm gonna meet with someone. I don't have to be there at any particular time, though. Did you need something?
How about it?
I was wondering if you wanted to go to the winter festival tonight.
Huh?
What? The winter festival? Here? Tonight? How could you forget about it now that it feels like it's the only thing I've heard about all day long? Oh, I didn't forget, just I'm not interested in going to the winter festival. The words are on the tip of my tongue when something occurs to me. What if Singh wants to go? Damn! So basically what you're saying is, I don't want to go with you! I can't see him walking down a university festival enjoying himself and eating food from vendors, but I couldn't have pictured him ordering an arcane secrets macchiato until it happened either. He did say we'd make plans today, so there's a chance he'll suggest going to the festival.
What?
Earth to Adrian, is anybody home? No. Edwin waves his hand in front of my face and I snap back to reality. Sorry. I didn't realize going to the winter festival required such deep thought.
No.
It's just that I don't think I can go with you. I have plans tonight.
What are you doing?
Plans? What kind of plans? Personal plans! I don't know yet is a crazy answer. I have plans. What kind of plans? I don't know. That's such a messed up answer to give someone like, hey, do you want to go do this, that, and the other? I'm busy tonight. Oh, yeah, what are you doing? I don't know. All I know is I'm not doing anything with you today. Personal plans. Okay. I rub the back of my neck. An awkward silence falls over us, and finally I clear my throat.
Talk to you later.
I'd better be going. See you around. As I walk down the street, I try to figure out what I should expect. I shouldn't get my hopes up for no reason. Singh just said I should stop by. It could be because of the case, not what we discussed last night. He could end up too busy to do anything, too. And even if we go out, there's no guarantee it will go well. I don't really know him that well yet. I try not to overthink things too much as I continue on my way. The police station is less crowded than the last time I was here. All the same, if Singh and I continue to meet up, I hope we can do this at a better meeting place.
Hey there!
Hey Adrian, Nick will be out in a minute. Thanks. Any urgent reports while you're here?
No.
For a change, no. I spread my arms in an exaggerated gesture. I'm free of all concerns and worries, aside from the murder case still hanging over my head. Yeah, that must wear on you after a while. But then again, if nothing new has happened, that can only be a good sign. I guess. You know what will be an even better sign? The killer is caught. We're all hoping for that. That reminds me, I've been meaning to ask. Do you have any relatives in the area?
Huh?
What? Why does that matter? Just trying to get a better understanding of your situation. No one in this immediate area, but my hometown isn't too far away. Good to know, thanks.
Taking over my department, Fawn. The only one who will be asking Adrian any questions tonight is me.
Don't worry, Nick. I'm not trying to make a move on them.
I certainly wasn't trying to imply that.
Uh-huh.
She winks and stands up.
No, I suddenly have an urgent need to get myself a snack.
Thank you,
You
Fawn.
two can have all the privacy you want while I'm gone.
Thank you, Fawn! Singh pinches the bridge of his nose. Never let it be said that Fawn Sanders is a third wheel. She leaves after an even more exaggerated wink in our direction.
I apologize.
For her. He sounds pained. Ever since she learned we were talking on the phone the other night, she's been acting like this. I never knew she was such a romantic at heart. I don't mind. He lowers his hand and gives me a sharp look.
Oh.
I see. Well, let's get business out of the way first. Business? You mean there's an update on the case? I've been giving it my full attention. Your case is my top priority at the moment. While there still are no substantial leads, the lack of any repeated threats against you is encouraging. It suggests the pressure might be off of you personally, at least. I'd certainly be happy if that's the case.
Unfortunately.
However, it's too soon to make a proper assessment with a case like this. There are still... With a case like this, where we still don't even understand the killer's motive, there's no telling what might cause them to strike again. I swallow hard.
I apologize.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I just want to make sure you understand that you can't relax just yet. I understand. And now that we have business out of the way, yes. Well, it's not quite the right time of day for coffee. It's always the right time for coffee. Take me now, God! Take me now! It's not quite the right time of day for coffee, so I was wondering if you'd like to go out for dinner. What are we eating? I'd love to. This is a nice-ass place! The restaurant Singh takes me to is classy and fancy. I've never been in here before, and that makes the occasion feel more significant. He even brought a different car to the station to drive to the restaurant in so we wouldn't have to show up at a police car. We sit down at a table together and I pick up the menu. Dinner's on me, so order whatever you want.
Thank you.
There's some pretty expensive items here. The only thing that looks like the sort of restaurant prices I'm used to seeing is the seasonal salad and the pork Milanese? I don't know if I said that right. I need to go look that up later. Is twice as expensive as any other item on the menu. After a few minutes, a waiter arrives at the table. May I take your order? I'll have the roasted chicken entree with ricotta gnocchi and a small salad on the side. The chicken! May I take your order? The waiter marks that down and looks at me. Salad. No, I don't want to match. I don't want to get the pork. I don't want just the salad. I don't want to match the order. And then I don't want to get the most expensive thing in the restaurant. That seems like an asshole thing to do on a second date. His actually did sound kind of good. Let's do that. I have the same as him. The waiter makes an additional note. Hello? Your orders will be ready shortly. As he walks away, Singh regards me with a curious look.
Oh.
I'm surprised. I thought you would have picked out something else. You've been here before, right? So I trust your judgment about what will be good. I certainly hope it passes muster then. I'd hate to be responsible for your dinner being unenjoyable. Right, if that happens, I'll blame you. The company makes it enjoyable. A moment passes with him blinking at me, and then the meaning of my words seems to strike him. He stares at me for a second longer and then looks down at his hands.
Huh?
Is he embarrassed? Although his demeanor isn't that much different than usual, the way he avoids my gaze makes me suspect he's flustered. An awkward silence falls over the table. I look around the restaurant while I try to think of something to say. Several other tables are occupied, mostly by couples. I watch as two people at a table across the room from us laugh while looking into each other's eyes. This seems to be a popular place for dates. Does that include us? Is this a date? What the fuck else would this be? I glance at Singh. The way he invited me out certainly makes it feel like a date, but neither of us have used that word yet. There's a chance he just wants to stick close to me because of the case, too. Both of you two are fucking made for each other at this point. Jesus Christ. So, I hesitate. I didn't think this far ahead. Nice place.
Yes.
It has a good atmosphere. Do you come here often? Occasionally. Ah. Well, that filled the silence for about 30 seconds. Another minute or two passes, and then Singh speaks up. By the way, have you remembered anything else about the night of the crime?
Huh?
What? Now? That's what you're asking now? Don't you think I'd have mentioned it by now if I did?
Fortunately.
Not necessarily. Even if it's something insignificant, something you might think couldn't possibly help with the case, I want to know. Right now, you're our best chance at catching the culprit sooner rather than later. I sigh and rub my forehead. I've relived that night so many times in my memories, but nothing new ever stands out to me. The killer covered their tracks too well. I suppose I'm just grasping at straws. If you remembered something new, it could shorten the process considerably. If anything does come to mind, I'll report it immediately. Good. If only I'd seen something. It would have put me in greater danger as a witness, but then again, if I'm in danger now, it's most likely because the killer suspects I know something even though I don't. It would be better to have information to catch the killer. It would be better to have information to help them catch the killer than to be targeted by a killer who thinks I know more than I do. I thought everything was going wrong for a second. For a moment, I'm back there in that horrible night, at the pool, with blood spraying as the victims fall, my own fear rising as I realize how close I am to death. Ian?
Is everything alright?
Ah, Adrian. Singh's voice pierces my thoughts and I jump. The restaurant's quiet music and the sound of conversation return, and I give myself a shake. Sorry. No, I'm the one who should apologize. I shouldn't have brought up murder while we're on a date. Ah, so it is a date. It's a bad habit of mine and one I can't seem to nag. That's a habit? That's a habit?
Unfortunately.
Yes. He pinches the bridge of his nose and shakes his head. Honestly, I thought I would have broken that habit once I realized it was a problem. Yet, it persists. Whenever I attempt to engage in small talk with someone, I always end up bringing up work. Usually at the worst of times, too. How so? Picture a family reunion held to honor a great aunt's birthday. Everyone is eating cake and talking about their hobbies and what they did last weekend. Then the detective at the end of the table chimes in with details about an armed robbery. No, I would want to know that information, though. I bite back a laugh at the thought. Singh raises his eyebrows. No one at the party found it amusing, I assure you. I would have had your back. I'm starting to understand why you and Fawn get along so well.
Oh?
What? Why? Didn't you say she loves to tell people about the old murder cases she's researching? Even if it's not the most opportune time for it? He snorts. Fair point. Although there's a bit of a difference there. To Fawn, that's her hobby, her passion. She talks about it because that blog of hers is what she finds fun.
Huh?
How is that any different from you? You talk about work like it's your passion. It might be a passion, but it's certainly not a hobby. Trouble is, I don't seem to have hobbies to talk about the way other people do. Take you, for example. Me. You must have hobbies unrelated to work or classes. Well, I used to enjoy reading. I don't read as much these days, but it's still a way to pass the time. I like to browse the internet. Does that count as a hobby? I'm starting to think maybe I don't have hobbies. The sudden question, innocuous though it is, put me on the spot. Everything seems to have fled from my mind. There isn't a lot I'm really passionate about.
Oh.
I'm surprised. While we talk, the waiter arrives with our food. He sets our dishes on the table, and I thank him before turning my attention back to Sing. I take a bite of my dinner as I consider the direction the conversation has taken. It's not that I don't enjoy things or anything like that. I watch movies with friends and stuff. Just regular hobbies, I guess. I take another bite.
Hey!
This is really good. Good to know I have passable taste in restaurants. I know some people who could give an hour-long speech on food like this. Are you a foodie then? I said some people, not me. My interest in food ends at how easy it is to make and how good it tastes. Do we suffer from a shared lack of hobbies then? Do we? Work seems to be the only thing I get passionate about. For you, I suppose it would be marketing. I laugh. Not quite. Marketing is something that makes sense to me and gives me a chance of getting a good job after I graduate. There are worse things to go into, and nothing else was especially calling to me. I envy people like you.
Oh?
Now there's something I don't hear often. Why would you envy me? You love your work. You think it's a flaw that you bring it up without being prompted, but I don't know about that. Run that back. Do it again. You love your work, but think it's a flaw that you bring it up without being prompted. But Run that back! Do it again! You love your work. You think it's a flaw that you bring it up without being prompted, but I don't know about that. To me, it just says that you really love being a detective. What good is it to be passionate about a job like this when I rarely get to even use my skills? You're there when people need you. Am I? Out here where nothing ever happens?
Thank you.
You're here for me, with this case.
That's fair.
I suppose so. Singh takes a bite of his salad and gives me a curious look. You know, I find it easy to talk to you for some reason. I think that's why I wanted to get to know you better. I don't always relate well to other people, but with you it's different. I'm glad to hear that. I mean it sincerely, too. I hope you didn't take it as a corny pickup line. I don't think I could convincingly... Who is calling me? Unknown number. Get out of here. I don't think I could convincingly deliver a pickup line if I was forced to eat. I don't think I could convincingly deliver a pickup line if I was forced to at gunpoint. Are those ever convincing?
I'm not entirely sure.
Come to think of it, I don't know. Let's not find out then. I'll agree to that gladly. He shakes his head. The truth is, I haven't done anything social like this in a long time, let alone going on a date. It's outside of my realm of expertise. We could change that. Oh?
Yeah.
That cafe you took me to has social activities at night, so we could go the next time they have one. I feel as though you're asking me to plunge into the deep end. Oops, I guess I got ahead of myself. Sorry about that. To be honest, I'm not exactly one for that sort of thing either. Study groups are about the most I do regularly. I'd rather watch a movie with a friend or two than go to a party. Do you like watching movies? It's certainly a way to pass the time when I have nothing else to do. A temporary alleviation for boredom.
Huh?
You've been bored? Are you kidding? Out here where nothing ever happens? He shakes his
I
head.
apologize.
Sorry, I just never thought I'd end up in a place like this. Are you that unhappy working here? I suppose not. As we continue eating, we engage in small talk about various topics. Music, movies, books, trying to find anything we can both get interested in. While it's not the most scintillating, conversation, it does relax the mood. By the time we finish, I feel like By the time we finish, I feel much better about everything.
Thank you.
Thank you for a wonderful dinner, Detective Singh. I had a great time.
You're welcome.
We stand up, but as we near the door, Singh stops walking and turns to face me.
By the way,
I've
noticed you always call me Detective Singh. Since we're not just associated through business anymore, you don't have to be so formal.
Just Singh, then. Ha! I can call you Nick?
I can call you Nick?
Yes.
I've spent so much time calling him Detective Singh, it's gonna take some getting used to. But I'm glad.
All right. Nick.
Dinner mint. A dinner mint I grabbed on the way out after Singh and I's date. Singh, or rather Nick, opens the restaurant door for me. After you. I was like, wait, did it freeze? Outside, Nick and I start walking toward the parking lot behind the restaurant, where he parked his car. It'll be a short walk to reach it. I'm still relieved that we came in a less conspicuous vehicle than his police car. This is going to go wrong. We walked out into the night air, going to the car, and there's just crickets, or what are those? Those are cicadas, not crickets. Those are cicadas. No, they're not. They're crickets. I will never forget that one person, those several people in Greece who were like, oh, we're asking, what's that sound? It was cicadas. What's that sound? And they said, it's crickets. So now I always like start confusing the sound because of that. I know the difference. As we reach the corner leading to the parking lot, a startled voice calls out to me.
What are you doing?
I fucking knew it! Adrian? Oh, no. Pull out your gun. Just shoot him. Just shoot him right now. Shoot him. I can't imagine a worse time to run into Edwin. Then again, this had to happen eventually. I brace myself and turn around to see Edwin crossing the street. What are you doing out? His gaze goes to Nick and then he trails off. I might ask you the same thing. Why are we being hostile toward each other, guys? Did the two of you come here together? Yes, that's right. Ah, you did say you had plans. Did your plans coincidentally overlap with ours, or was that intentional? The edge to Nick's voice makes the hair on my arm stand on edge. I expected jealousy from Edwin and wondered how Nick would react when confronted, but what fills Nick's voice isn't jealousy. It's suspicion. Agreed! I'm sure it's a coincidence that Edwin is here. I need you to be suspicious of everyone, Adrian. I'm getting sick of you. Is it?
Yeah.
Of course. And it's a lucky coincidence at that, since I'm here, I can walk Adrian home. It's dangerous for her to be out alone with a murderer on the loose. I'm with a cop! Apparently you think I'm quite a bore, but I had every intention of driving Adrian home. Edwin looks at me again. Adrian, you shouldn't be riding around alone at night with someone you only met a few days ago.
Seriously?
You don't think Nick
What?
would... Nick? He looks from me to Singh. He seems to take him a few seconds to process what this development means. A muscle in his jaw clenches. Just because he's a cop, that doesn't mean he's harmless. Agreed. I'll agree with you there. Make all the new friends you want once the killer's been caught, but until then, you shouldn't be getting too cozy with someone you barely know. That! I don't like that! You can make friends once the killer is caught. What if the killer is never caught? Now I should only stick to you? I understand I need to be suspicious. She absolutely needs to be fucking more suspicious than she actually is. But you are holding on way too tightly.
Listen to me carefully.
If that's the game we're playing here, then I'd say that warning goes double for being alone with a prime suspect in the case. Edwin ignores him and fixes me with a serious stare. I'll walk you home. You'll be safer that way. Why would that even be a choice? I'm going with Singh. Goodbye! Relax, Edwin. I'll text you tonight after I get home. Don't text him shit! So you're still riding with him? Yes! Then I see no further need for us to linger here. He turns toward the parking lot again. Talk to you later then, Adrian. Once we're inside the car, I let my head flop back against the headrest and let out a long sigh. Sorry about that. I didn't think we'd run into Edwin outside the restaurant. Of all the bad timing. He appears to think rather poorly of me. Not that I can blame him when our main interactions up until now have been interrogations. Then again, perhaps he'd see anyone with you as his enemy.
Huh?
What? Edwin and I have always just been friends. One of you sees it that way at least. He pulls out of the parking lot. As he emerges onto the street, I look out the window. Edwin is still on the sidewalk near the restaurant. I can't tell if he's watching us or not, but his gaze is at least pointed in this direction, so he's fucking watching you! Leave! He's just concerned for me. Perhaps. I'm not so adept at analyzing people's motivations outside of a crime context, but he seems driven by more than mere friendly concern. I think the case just has everyone on edge.
That's fair.
True. I hope tonight at least eased what... I hope tonight at least eased that for you somewhat. I glance over at him, although his face is nearly expressionless as he drives. It's a bit softer than usual.
Thank you.
It did. Thank you, I had a wonderful time. So did I. Nick stops outside my apartment building and I get out of the car. He leans across the driver's seat and rolls down the window so he can keep talking to me. If you get time tomorrow, drop by the station. Sure. Something rings in my memory and I take a step closer before he can drive away. Oh, wait, I think we've got a study session planned for tomorrow. I've been a bit distracted lately, but I vaguely recall Edwin and Riley talking about it. That might take up a good chunk of the afternoon, but I should be free after that. I'm not sure what my schedule will look like tomorrow either. Just drop by the station once you're free, and we'll work something out. Alright.
I'll talk to you soon.
Have a good night. You too. I head into the apartment building in high spirits. What? Panic! 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 In my apartment, I look around to make sure everything seems normal, and then get my phone out to text Edwin as promised. Home safely now. Nothing to worry about. I set my phone down and sigh. Hopefully that will keep things peaceful. No, it won't. No, it won't. I really don't need a fight with a friend on top of everything else right now. Now that I have time to relax, I sit down on the couch and let myself savor the memories from dinner this evening. We really had a wonderful time. I wouldn't have guessed Nick had a romantic side, but I've been proven wrong. I wonder what our next date will be like. Friday! Are we on Friday? Saturday! Saturday! Is that more blood or is that the same amount of blood in the background? I don't know. I wake up late in the morning and stare up at the ceiling instead of getting out of the bed. It's hard to believe it's been less than a week since my life was upended. Now the weekend is here at last, a welcome break from after the exhaustion of the last few days. Yet despite everything bad that's happened, I find myself smiling. Part of my thoughts are still in a pleasant haze from last night. I never thought I'd be so close to a detective. Facts. In such a short span of time, we've already gone from a professional relationship to something personal. And I feel like we could get even closer to one another once we spend some more time together. Meeting through a murder case isn't the most orthodox way of getting to know someone, but I can't deny how I feel. Do I know Nick as well as I think I do, though? Sometimes it feels like I've only seen the surface. Like no matter what I do, he never fully lowers his guard. Well, I'll get a better feel for the situation when we meet later today. With that on my mind, to spur me into action, I get out of bed at last. I have a busy day ahead of me. Kim is supposed to stop by in a few hours, and there's also another study session this afternoon. After that, I want to drop by the station to see if Nick is free. As nice as it would be to relax, I have too much to do. After a quick breakfast, I settle down and get started on my homework. Once that's out of the way, I'll be able to tell Nick with complete honesty that the rest of my weekend is free. Oh, I forgot that he was showing up. Finally, it's time for Kim to arrive, and I let him in.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming by earlier today. It'll help me out a lot.
Hello.
Big plans for today? Just a study session this afternoon. Then I'm going to meet with Nick later. His eyebrows lift.
Oh?
Nick? It sounds as though you've worked through your concerns regarding our detective friend. We've become friends. Yeah, more or less. Still hesitant? I don't understand him. Sometimes I think I will. Okay, that's not what I meant at all. I thought we were gonna be cheeky. I forgot Adrian's not capable of that. I don't understand him. Sometimes I think I never will. It's like there's a wall he doesn't let anyone see beyond. Like, even when he lowers one barrier, there's another one behind it.
This is natural.
It can take time to get to know someone better. Some people aren't as open with others until they get to know them. Not everyone responds the same way to situations either. There's not really a guide you can follow, but, well, I suppose I'd say you should trust your instincts. That sounds rather imprecise for a psychologist to say. But psychology is the least precise science. You might be surprised at the psychological studies that have gone into trying to understand instincts. Instincts are real. It's not as if they can tell you everything, but think of them like an early warning sign. A warning signal. In other words, if something deep inside tells you something is wrong, you should be careful. Are you saying you think Nick is dangerous?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Although I don't know him well enough to make a judgment. No, I meant that your uncertainty surrounding your feelings toward Nick might be because you're at risk of forgetting about the case and the danger you're still in. I guess. I give him a sharp look. How could I forget about the fact that I'm mixed up in a murder case? It seems like the main thing on your mind right now is Nick Singh, and not in his capacity as a detective. Of course, one might argue that being with a detective is the safest place for someone in your circumstances, but that doesn't mean you can lower your guard too much. I know that. I know I have to be careful until the killer is caught. I run a hand through my hair. He's right. The new connection with Nick has pushed the case to the back of my mind like it's an afterthought. But it's not an afterthought at all. It's a very real risk that I need to stay aware of. It's not that I don't know I'm still in danger, but when I'm with Nick, it feels like I don't have to worry as much. And that makes it easier to stop thinking about. Is it because you think the killer won't target you when you're so close to the detective investigating the case? Isn't that a logical thing to assume? They haven't deduced the culprit's motive yet, have they? Now, as far as I know, there's still no evidence that the culprit is a serial killer or anything akin to that. If the crime was an isolated incident and the killer already accomplished their goal, and assuming they don't see you as a loose end, then your logic is sound. In that case, they'd likely hope to go under the radar and avoid doing anything to draw attention to themselves. Right.
Think about it like this.
But just because that's how you or I would feel if we were in that position doesn't mean the killer thinks the same way. Being close to Nick most likely gives you an additional shield, but it's dangerous to rely on that and assume you're safe from all harm. If I had any information that could identify the killer, I'd have told the police by now. This isn't one of those crime dramas where I've gotten a hold of incriminating evidence without realizing it. I have nothing, and they must have realized that. So why would they target me?
What do you think?
What if you were the original intended target and the other deaths were unintended casualties to avoid leaving witnesses? What if the motive is jealousy or something unfathomable? Let's go with jealousy. How could jealousy motivate an attack like that? I didn't even know the other victims. As I said, the other victims could have been incidental. Someone might have been jealous of you for other reasons and targeted you because of that. If this was the motive, spending time with Nick would only fire them up more. Agreed! That's what I'm saying! It's Edwin! I can think of one person who might be described as jealous, but I don't even want to pursue that line of thought. But I'm not here to psychoanalyze the killer. If I was in a position to do that, I'd be talking to Nick right now myself. Right, sorry, I'm getting the conversation so off topic.
It's quite alright.
It's no trouble. In fact, that in itself... He makes a note on his notepad as he speaks, with exaggerated movements as he's doing it deliberately for my benefit. Provides some insight. Kim and I spend a little longer discussing my feelings about the case and my lessened focus on it. He makes it clear that his main concern is whether or not I'm still taking strong precautions. We scheduled another meeting for next week, and then he leaves. Once I'm alone in the apartment again, I sit down with a sigh. Well, at least I'll be seeing Nick again soon. Can't be much safer of a place to meet than the police station, right? First, though, I have a study session this afternoon. My conversation with Kim left me more unsettled than usual. I find myself taking extra precautions as I leave, which might have been his goal all along. Study session? Study session. When I get to the library lounge for our study session, Edwin and Riley are already there. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to deal with you. You should have called me. I'd have given you a ride. Fuck off! Fuck you! Shit, stop! Just stop! Stop! Hi to you too! I sit down across from them and Riley gives me an apologetic shrug. He's been fretting like a mother hen the entire time. I have not! Somehow I'm inclined to believe Riley. Then again, perhaps you already had a ride. I should have taken that into account. I'll snap your neck. Quickly. I will reach over this table and snap your neck. I'm so tired of you. If you're referring to Nick, he has work to do today. Hopefully that doesn't involve harassing me. You harassed us! Whoa, 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 what did I miss? Who's Nick? Oh, great, here we go. Before either of us can respond, the door opens and Clara joins us. She looks around the lounge. Am I early or is it just us today?
No.
It's just us. We thought it would help out more if we had a study session focused on our material so we can really get into it. More importantly, you missed some high drama unfolding. High drama? He's exaggerating. It's not like that at all. Don't keep us in suspense. Who's Nick? Nick? Some guy Edwin thought Adrian might be with today. Oh? He's just a guy I've gotten to know, that's all. Don't be so modest, Adrian. I will snap your fucking neck. I will throw the pencil that
I have in my hand, and I will throw it through your jugular just so you'll stop talking.
Nick, also known as Detective Singh, is the detective in charge of Adrian's case. Somewhere between all the brilliant detective work I'm sure he's doing, he found time to get close to Adrian. Wow, it's like something out of a romance movie. I don't think Edwin's speech had the effect he intended. Indeed, Edwin rolls his eyes.
Seriously?
Come on, this is a study session. Let's focus more on our classes and less on my personal life, alright? As you wish. Like before, we split up the chapters between us so that we compile our notes and go over everything together. I managed to stay focused on my work, but as I near the end, I find myself glancing at my phone. Too bad Nick never sends random messages to me during the day. I wonder if he's too busy, or if he just doesn't care about that sort of thing. I sigh, but shake myself out of my reverie and return my attention to the chapter. I suppose I should be grateful that I don't have any more distractions than those already on my mind. When the study session is over, I stand up. Alright, I'll be leaving now. So soon? I thought we might go somewhere once we were done. Big plans, Adrian? Heading to the police station? I will shave off all of your pretty fucking blonde hair. Just so I have better access to your scalp so I can bash it in! Now there's a sentence really said in this context. Come on, guys. That answers that then.
Be careful.
Be careful around that man, Adrian. Fuck you. So you're really going to meet this detective boyfriend of yours? Huh? He's not my... Do you think he'd let us ride in his police car? I've always wanted to ride in a police car. Except I could never figure out a way to do it without being arrested. Oh boy. By the time I manage to escape my friend's questions, it's already late afternoon. Fawn is at the station when I arrive. Well, it's our favorite visitor lately. Are you here to see Nick or to report another crime? For your sake, I hope nothing else terrible has happened to you.
Hey!
I'm here to see Nick. Then everyone is happy! And wait, do my ears deceive me or did you just call him Nick? Is this gonna be everyone's reaction when they hear me say it?
Yeah!
You heard correctly!
Interesting.
Ha! And Singh tried to tell me I was imagining things. Now I know there's something going on between the two of you. Her teasing makes me blush, but I don't deny it. Just be careful, alright?
Huh?
What do you mean? That's just my friendly warning as a detective that it's not a good idea to suddenly change your habits when there's a killer on the loose. Even if a date or two doesn't seem like that huge of a change. Are you gossiping about me? Gossip? I would never.
Is everything alright?
Adrian? I'd call it prying more than gossip. No prying was needed. She walked in here calling you Nick, and that was enough to start connecting the dots. With a pained expression, Nick joins me in folding his arms. Fawn, don't you have some paperwork you need to turn in to the chief?
Nah.
Definitely not, but I know how to take a hint. She winks and stands up. Once she's out of sight, Nick pinches the bridge of his nose and shakes his
I
head.
apologize.
Sorry about that. It's fine. It's not like you're responsible anyway. I'm the one who put ideas in her head. Speaking of which, why do I have a feeling I'm not going to like whatever comes next? I have a friend who wants to take a ride in your police car. I knew I wasn't gonna like it. Sorry. Edwin ended up talking about the two of us and that got our friends going. They were quite curious. Why am I not surprised that in this town, even with an active murder case hanging over us, people see a police car as something fun to take a joyride in? Duh! I wince. I'll, try to dissuade them. Anyway, let's take care of business first. Do you have anything new to report?
No.
Fortunately, no.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I have to say the same for now. Still, there's always hope. I've been devoting all of my time to combing over the evidence, so I might come up with something yet. Speaking of which, I wondered if you might be willing to help us out. How so? With the case?
Yes.
I'd be happy to, but I've already told you everything I know. If there was anything I could do to help catch the killer, I would have done it by now. I've certainly gone over that night in my mind often enough. I know we've said this a lot over and over again. Nick shakes his head. This is different. I'd like you to talk to Natasha D'Adrio.
Huh?
What? She's coming back to the station today for more questioning, but I have my doubts that it will go anywhere. She won't answer your questions. I can't tell if she's deliberately withholding information or if she's just nervous. Either way, she clams up. I'm not surprised she's nervous, considering the position she's in. Even if she's innocent, she's still being questioned as a suspect in a murder case. If she's guilty, things will go better for her if she confesses and turns herself in. If she's innocent, If she's innocent, being able to cross her off the list of suspects will help us narrow down the search. Either way, her cooperation would be a tremendous help. I thought I was the problem, but she wouldn't open up to Fawn either. Would you mind talking to her? I guess, but I've never questioned anyone before.
Listen to me carefully.
Don't approach it like an interrogation. Try to find common ground and ask her about the incident from the perspective of someone else who was involved. See if she'll reveal anything she won't say to us. Encourage her to tell the truth, no matter what that means. I doubt this will be enough to crack the case, but I think she'll be more inclined to talk to you rather than us. What do you say? Because I just want to find out. Why not? I'll do my best. I'll help. If he thinks I can help the case, then I'll do whatever I can. Nick sends me to wait for Natasha just outside the station since she should be on her way. Talking to her outside means I'll be close enough to call for help if anything happens, but in a more relaxed atmosphere that might help her lower her guard. That's his logic anyway. Soon Natasha appears around the corner at the end of the sidewalk. She can't be too uncooperative if she shows up for questioning on time without making a fuss. That should be a good sign. She slows as she draws closer to the building and notices me.
Oh?
Were you called in for questioning again too? No, I'm here for personal reasons. Let's not lie.
No.
Personal reasons? At a police station? Well, I'll rub the back of my neck. I've gotten to know one of the officers pretty well, so we meet up from time to time. I see. She seems surprised. I wonder what she thinks about that, considering we were supposed to have a date with her and it didn't happen! Detective Singh, actually. We met because of the case. Detective Singh? He's really nice once you get to know him.
Oh?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think she seemed quite that incredulous, but maybe I've at least improved her view of Nick. Natasha fidgets and glances towards the doors. It looks like she isn't sure if she should stay out here talking to me or go inside the police station. Alright, I'll need to see if I can get her to open up about the case. Natasha's a suspect. If she's guilty, I'm talking to the culprit right now, but she doesn't seem like a cold-blooded killer to me. Nick said I should try to approach her naturally, as someone else involved in the case like she is. Do you mind if I ask you something?
Huh?
What? Wariness fills her tone already. I'd better be careful about what I ask. Who do you think the killer is? Are you afraid the killer might target you? Her eyes widen and she gives me a sharp look.
Huh?
What? That's what's been on my mind all this time. No one knows what the killer's motive was or what they might do from here. They could go after me because I was the original target all along or because I'm a witness. Since you knew some of the victims, I mean, the thought must have crossed your mind, right? You mean, what if it was a grudge against my old team, so I'm a target too? She rubs her arms. It's crossed my mind, but I try not to think about it too much. I'm already jumping at shadows. I don't need to make it worse. I know the feeling. I just wish they'd wrap up the case so I can stop feeling like this. Don't the police think it's more likely that the swimmers were the targets? From everything they've said to me, that's the impression I got.
No.
They don't know for sure. That means I need to stay cautious, and it feels like that will never end. Although I've pushed my fear to the back of my mind, it's still there, waiting to rise up at the worst of times. Silence hangs up over us for a few minutes. Then Natasha sighs and straightens up. Well, I'd better go in there. She doesn't sound thrilled by the prospect.
Bye.
Good luck. I hesitate. This might be my last chance. So far I haven't learned anything, but maybe I can get a clue or give her a nudge in the right direction. Before you go in there,
Huh?
what? I don't like that. Maybe the culprit will confess? Nah. Why would they confess, though? And this feels like an accusation, and I don't want to make her feel like she's being accused, because she already feels like she's being looked at as a suspect, and as we know, she's being looked at as a suspect. Yeah! Okay. Maybe the culprit will confess.
Huh?
What? If they confess, then we won't have to go through this anymore. It'll be over, so even if you're tired of all the questioning, hold on to that hope. Why would the culprit confess? The police and courts go easier on someone who turns themselves in. If the culprit confesses, they might get a lighter sentence. We're talking about multiple murders, and I said what I said. Even so, a voluntary confession has to be taken into account. At the very least, it would sound good at the trial. Maybe the culprit will realize that. If that was meant to make me feel better, I think you could work on it a bit. Well, it was my best option. But thanks. I really should go now. Sorry for taking so much of your time. No, it's fine. It's better than talking to them.
I'll see you around.
See you around. She opens up the door and walks into the police station. I wait a few moments so that she has enough time to leave the main area, and then I peek inside. There's no sign of Natasha, so I continue on in. Hello? There it goes. Nick and Fawn are talking about something at her desk. She nods at something he says and leaves with some paperwork, and then Nick looks at me. How did it go? I'm not sure. We talked a little, but I didn't get much out of her. Of course, it couldn't be that easy. She seemed receptive enough to what I was saying, though. I think she'll be more cooperative from now on. If that's true, I owe you one.
Thank you.
Anyway, thank you for talking to her. Even if it comes to nothing, I appreciate you making the attempt.
Yeah.
No problem. And now, with business out of the way... Yes? He clears his throat. Well, I know we just went out for dinner yesterday, so maybe you have other things you'd rather do. No! Are you asking me out on another date? That was my intention, yes.
Yeah.
That sounds great to me. Wonderful. Dinner again? No, I had something else in mind.
Huh?
Oh? What? It's a surprise! It's always a fucking surprise! It's a surprise! You'll find out tonight. A surprise? Once again, he's more romantic than I expected. I still have some work I need to finish up, and I want to look into a few more things about the case too. Can we meet around 8? That late? It'll work better that way. You do realize how suspicious it sounds, right? Sounds romantic. Good. He looks flustered, as if he isn't sure how to respond to that. Don't get your hopes up too much. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the most romantic thing in the world. I'm sure whatever it is, it'll be a lovely surprise. I'm looking forward to it already. I'll be ready to go at 8.
Talk to you soon.
Alright, I'll meet you at your apartment then. What are we wearing? The same fucking outfit because we don't have any other outfits? I swear. I eat a quick dinner in the evening since Nick said our date will be something else, not to mention that a long wait it would be to go without eating. Afterwards, I start getting ready. Since I don't know where we're going, I keep things simple. Unless we're going to a formal affair or hiking through the mountains, I should be ready for anything. And he should have the foresight to warn me if it was something like that. If we're going hiking in the mountains in the middle of the night, 8 p.m. and on, He's going to kill you. As 8 approaches, I gather up my things. Just as I'm about to leave, my phone rings. The screen displays Edwin's number. I answer the phone.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey Adrian, I was wondering if you wanted to hang out. Maybe we could watch a movie or something? Fuck off, you've been annoying me. Sorry, but I'm afraid I won't be able to tonight. Maybe another time. Oh. Right, I understand. Big plans for tonight then? Although he asked casually, there's an edge of curiosity to his voice that goes beyond that. He must wonder if this includes Nick. It's none of his business. Fuck you! It's none of your business! You've been harassing me! That's really none of your business. What? I never ask you for details when you're heading off to one of your frat parties, do I? No, but if you did, I'd tell you. And if you didn't, I wouldn't press for details. I think I have a right to know what my best friend is doing this late at night. No, the fuck you don't! And I think you're prying a bit more than a friend should, so you're not going to tell me. A bitter note enters his voice. Fine. Whatever. I wince. A knock comes at the door and I glance over my shoulder and cover the phone's mouthpiece. Just a minute! I return my attention to the phone. I need to go now, Edwin. I'll talk to you later. Stop talking to him. Yeah, I'll be careful.
Bye.
I will. I hang up the phone and hurry to the door. After looking through the peephole to make sure it's Nick, I open it. I think I'm a minute or two early, so I hope I didn't interrupt you. No, that's fine. I was just getting ready to go. Shall we then? Although the conversation with Edwin still lingers in the back of my mind, I check to make sure I have everything I need and follow Nick to the door. Outside, it's already dark. A cold chill in the air makes me draw my coat more closely around myself. Nick leads me to his car, the less conspicuous one we used for dinner yesterday rather than his police car. He opens the passenger side door for me and I get in. Once Nick is inside as well, he pulls out into the street. His fingers drum against the steering wheel. Are you alright? You seem more nervous than usual.
I apologize.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was that obvious. I'm just not used to this sort of thing. What about when we had dinner the other night? Dinner is different. You can have dinner with all sorts of people. Acquaintances, co-workers, relatives, even people you've just met. He glances at me. This doesn't feel like going out to dinner. I think I get what he's trying to say. Everything we've done together so far could be viewed in a platonic light. This is the first clear step we've taken past that line. Come to think of it, we haven't exactly put our current relationship into words, have we? How do you see me? That's quite a question to ask a man while he's driving. My tendency towards inopportune timing must be starting to rub off on you. That's what happens when two people spend so much time together. Although he keeps his eyes on the road as he drives, his lips twitch into a slight smile as he answers. You're special to me, Adrian. We're still getting to know each other, but I'd like to think we're more than friends now, or at least that we have the potential to be. That's how I feel too. I'm glad to hear you say it so clearly. If you hadn't, this date would be a lot more awkward. I know what you mean. We laugh and the tension in the car eases. Now any anxiety I felt about not knowing how we stand with each other fades, leaving room for only the nervousness about the date itself, whatever it might be. I look out the window. The nightscape is beautiful. While this isn't a large city, it has some wonderful sights to behold at night. For all its flaws, this really is a nice place to live. Is it?
Yeah.
Yes, just look at the scenery. Destination after destination passes us by. Nick ignores all of them and continues to the end of the main road, where he at last turns off and keeps driving. We're starting to leave the town limits beyond. Nick? Yes? We're going out of town? That's right. There's a lot to spring on someone without warning. Part of my mind helpfully whispers that a lot of horror movies start out this way. Nick turns down another road. Unlike the streets we drove along until now, this one is in a smaller dirt road taking us even further away from the town's populated areas. So it's nighttime, there's a killer after me, and I'm headed to a remote, isolated location. Does that about cover it?
Is everything alright?
Is something wrong? It looks like we're heading to the middle of nowhere. That's more or less accurate. Come on, Nick! Take the hint! Why? Well, I suppose there's no point in keeping it a secret any longer. We're going stargazing. I figured, but say that so that we don't keep getting freaked the fuck out. Stargazing. The one benefit of being out in a place like this is that you can get incredible views of the stars. He's fucking romantic. I love him. Looking up at the night sky from the town is one thing, but it's not quite the same. Even the lights of the small town like this are enough to disrupt the view. For proper stargazing, you need to be far enough from populated areas that the light pollution won't interfere. I've done enough driving around this area that I know some of the more remote spots. There's one not far enough from town to provide an excellent view of the night sky. So that's what you picked for our second date. Third, thank you, the coffee!
Yes.
And yes, I thought it would be, you know, he seems uncharacteristically flustered. He's always flustered. That's not uncharacteristic. Romantic. I can't deny that. Going to a remote spot at night to look at the stars is certainly a romantic idea. Yet at the same time, it also seems like exactly the sort of thing you shouldn't do in a situation like mine. Is this really alright? I turn over the idea in my mind a few times and then take a breath. Let's go stargazing.
Yeah.
Why not? You're right, it does sound romantic. I'm glad you think so. Going to a remote location might be a bit risky right now, but I can't be any safer than having Nick by my side. I'm doing exactly the opposite of what that therapist told me to do. Fuck it, we ball! We continue to drive in comfortable silence. I look out the window as the surroundings outside become increasingly rural. Everything feels quiet and still. No sound but that of the car engine. At last, Nick pulls up alongside a grassy field and parks the car. I was gonna say! Outside, everything is quiet and peaceful. A few crickets chirping are the only things that disturb the stillness of the night. I look up at the sky. Like Nick promised, it's perfect for stargazing. The vast array of stars in the dark sky above is unlike anything I've seen from town. Wow. When Nick doesn't respond, I turn around. No! You were right about... I freeze. Is that a gun? Why? Nick? I glance over my shoulder just in case, but we're the only two people here. He's aiming at me. Shame. It would have been easier for both of us if you didn't turn around. What are you
I
doing?
apologize.
I'm sorry, Adrian. My heart pounding. I slowly lift my hands into the air. You must be joking, right? This is a bad joke. But Nick wouldn't go this far for a joke. His gaze is merciless. He intends to shoot me. Nick, please, what are you doing? This is why we came out here tonight. I realized the date to go stargazing would be the perfect excuse to bring you into an isolated location. There will be no witnesses out here, and I can arrange the crime scene to my liking. God damn it! Why? I almost regret it, Adrian, but you're the last loose end. A cold pit forms in my stomach. He can only be referring to the murders I witnessed. It was you? You killed them? The reason the police couldn't find any evidence was because the lead detective on the case was the culprit using his investigation to cover his own tracks. No, this can't be happening. Why? I've explained to you before how my talent was wasted on this useless position out here, haven't I? To be transferred to a place where I can solve actual crimes and do some good, I need to prove to my superiors that I have the necessary skills. What could you do that have been... What could do that better than solving a big murder case?
What are you talking about?
So without a murder case presenting itself, you decided to create one? Exactly. It was the only way. It really wasn't. He tightens his grip on the gun, and my heart leaps into my throat. He's really gonna shoot me. Man, fuck it. Attack him at this point. At this point, you're gonna get shot. We're going to die. Stall for time? For what? No one knows we're out here. Attack him. I lunge forward, hoping to gain an advantage through surprise. Nick fires. Yeah. Through my leg? You hit my leg?
How unfortunate.
That was an exceptionally stupid move. Well, blinded by tears from the pain, I tear my gaze away from the bloody mess of my lower leg and blink up at him.
No.
Please don't do this. Dispassionate, he aims his gun at my chest. Sacrifices are necessary to protect people. Your sacrifice will be worthwhile. Hysterical laughter bubbles up inside of me. It's hardly a sacrifice if I don't agree to it. After this, I'll be able to save people. You murdered people! Despite the pain, I force myself to speak. No, you're wrong. I can see it in his eyes. No matter what his intentions are, even if he's telling the truth about what he wants, he'll bring misery and death with him wherever he goes. Someone like you will never truly save anyone. Nick fires again. And everything fades. We picked the murderer! God damn it! God damn it! Fuck! Well, alright. I still stand by Edwin being a little shit. He was pissing me off. I still stand by that. Whatever. Fine. We died. We died because some man went... And it really looked like that. He was very adamant about the fact that there are no crimes to solve here. None. I'm a homicide detective and there's nothing for me to do. I'm bored. So it makes sense that someone would... Nobody else had a good motivation. He actually had a good motivation. I ignored it because I fucking hate Edwin. I dug my grave. Whatever. I died. Whatever. I died. I'll accept that. I'll take it. So... that is the end of this series. Maybe I'll play it again, see who the killer is next time. Maybe. For now, I'm done with this and I'm gonna move on to some other games. I might play it again at another time. If you are so inclined, please press any of those buttons, especially that like button, especially that subscribe button. Don't do the stupid choice of like what I did. Stay safe, stay warm, stay lovely, and I will see you next time. Mwah! Okay, I'm back, but only for a little bit because I want to see what happens if you're in the car. I did an alternate path, and no matter what, you're basically locked into this romance path with him after the first date, the coffee date. So I wanted to see if I could save myself in this path. Because I didn't go all the way back to this first save. I went to the second one, and this is after the first coffee date. So, from then on, you are locked into this path. You have to go on the dates with him. You can't get... Even if you express your discomfort around him, and you start taking Edwin's side, that little shit, he was right, and I'm mad about it. Fuck him still, but... Even if, like, you walk home with Edwin, there's a scene where... you have that feeling of someone watching you again. Again, it's Sing again. So now I've done one path. I saw what happened. I died again. I want to see if I can get myself out of this situation. Just for fun. Just to see if I can do it. So last time, what I did before I started recording, I hit record, was I opened the door, I jumped out, started running. He ran us over with the car because someone doesn't know how to weave. And then he shot us. So we died. We got an achievement for that. We got an achievement for being shot. Now we're gonna do stay in the car. I forced myself to stay calm. Trying to jump out of a car when it's moving this speed could be dangerous under any circumstances. All the more so because he's a dangerous man. I'd bury myself a few seconds at best. I need to wait for a better opportunity. A crosswalk with witnesses, a farm with people outside, anything. I look out the window, anxious for anything that might give me a chance. Also, I should mention, we also, like, suggested, hey, maybe let's not go stargazing. I'm kind of uncomfortable with that. And he said, well, we're going anyway. And then stopped talking to us. And then we're like, ah, shit. We also told Edwin that we don't know where we're going. And he's like, that's not good. Be careful.
It was never what I wanted from life, you know.
The sound of Nick's voice makes me jump. He still has his gaze fixed on the road, but now he speaks, his voice low and quiet.
I dreamed of becoming a detective who would save people. Someone who would uphold laws and justice and make the world a better place. But do you know what happened? They shipped me out here. Sent me to a town in the middle of nowhere, where I spend more time on traffic violations than anything that matters. This is no place for a detective to be.
You should be. This is literally your dream world. You're making the world a better place. Nothing happens here, so the world is okay here. The only thing that happens are traffic violations. You should be happy with that, but you're not, because you're an egomaniac who thinks you need to fucking save everybody, and you want to look at dead bodies. You're a freak.
I have the skills to save lives. If I were in a bigger city, I could make a difference. Give me real cases to solve, and I could save people just like I dreamed.
So you killed people so you could save people?
If you want to save people, then why are you doing this?
For a long time, I thought my career was at a dead end, until I saw the answer. All I had to do was solve a big case. If I solved a big case, the higher-ups would see my skills are wasted out here, and transfer me to a place where I can make a difference.
Is he answering me or just ranting? Both.
But how am I going to get a big case out here? It's the catch-22 of my situation. To be transferred to a place where I can solve big cases, I need to solve a big case first. Another dead end, I thought. But then, I realized a solution. If the big case wouldn't come to me, I just had to make one.
His meaning strikes me, and I give him a sharp look.
You mean you decide to kill someone and solve the case yourself?
Yeah, girl.
Exactly.
That's what all of this was about? Yes! He's not just going to kill me. He's going to kill me and frame someone else for my death, probably Edwin or Natasha, the top suspects, then use that to get the transfer he wants? I cover my face with my hands. I feel like I might scream or cry, possibly both. Hold on 1 second. No, okay, I did name them. I thought I had lost the recordings I had just done, and I was gonna say, God damn it, that's like an hour and 20 minutes of recording that I just lost. No, I named it. It's good. We're still okay. I cover my face with my hands. I feel like I might scream or cry, possibly both. We've long since passed out of sight of any streetlights. Nick pulls up alongside the empty field and parks.
We're here. Get out of the car.
Mouth dry, I swallow hard and open the door. Nick gets out as well. The familiar gun at his waist, once only a sign of his position, is now a threat. He draws it. Okay, I attacked him. Let's stall.
No.
Wait! Nick casually aims the gun at me, but at least he doesn't shoot. My mouth is dry and my hands are sweating. I need to stall for time. It's the only way I have a chance of getting out of this. Is that really what you want? I wouldn't go this far if I wasn't sure. But why do you have to kill me?
What?
Excuse me? You already have your big case to solve. 4 people already died. My voice shakes a little as I remember I'm talking to the man who killed them, but I force myself to stay composed. I never saw anything to identify you. You should realize that by now. I was never able to give the police any information, and if I'd even suspected you, I wouldn't have come out here with you tonight. More than anyone else, you know I don't have any information that could be dangerous to you. If you solve the case as it stands, I'd never be able to prove you were lying. So why do you have to kill me too? Nick shakes his head slowly. Do you expect me to believe you'd stand idly by and accept it if I had Edwin Anderson arrested for the murder? At the time, yes. Now, I want to see you dead. And Natasha D'Adrio, you've become friends with her as well. No, it's too risky. You would ask questions. You would try to get the case reopened. But the sound of an engine makes us both fall silent. Somewhere down the road, a car is coming. It gets closer by the second. My heart leaps into my throat. This is my chance. Nick won't risk attacking me while there's a witness. I need to figure out a way to get their attention without putting them in a position to be killed along with me. But when the car comes into view, my breath catches. That's Edwin's car. Tires squeal as the car comes up right alongside Nick's and brakes. Clearly taken by surprise, Nick looks at the car with narrowed eyes, gun raised. Now! I charge forward and tackle him from behind. Nick staggers, although it's not enough to make him fall. But a car door slams and Edwin runs towards us. A gunshot fires just as Edwin tackles him from the side. The shot goes askew and misses its target. I reach for Nick's gun hand and grab his wrist as he falls to the ground with Edwin. The gun goes flying and skids across the grass. They struggle and Edwin punches him in the face. He punches him again and Nick goes still. Call for help. Right. I guess there was a way to get out of it. Sometime later. Fawn and the other police officers arrive before Nick regains consciousness. While she takes an initial statement from me, the others haul Nick to his feet and take him away. I stare after them, still dazed by what happened. Alright, that should be all I need for now, but I'll be in touch if I need anything else from you. Alright. I had suspicions, but I don't know if I would have made it in time. It's a lucky thing you had a friend who knew where you were. Yes, it certainly was.
Are you okay?
Thank you.
I am now. You came just in time. He shakes his head. I knew there was something weird about that guy. I'm sorry for tailing you, but I had a bad feeling after what you told me about your date tonight. It's fine. I manage a weak laugh. Here I thought you were just jealous, but it looks like your suspicions were right on the money. My voice cracks and I look down at my hands. I was in love with Nick. That was quick. I was in love with Nick. I thought he loved me too. Was he that skilled at deception, or was I too blind to see the warning signs? Do you want to talk about it?
No.
Not really.
How about it?
Okay, can I drive you home? Sure. I follow him to his car in silence, still numb about what happened. I imagined a beautiful future for us. That was quick. We haven't known him for more than a week. I imagined a beautiful future for us, but it was all part of Nick's plan. But at least I'm alive. All I could do now is pick up the pieces and try to keep going. That's it. See? There was a way to get out, and I provided it. I showed that there was a way to get out. Now, if I play this again and start from the beginning, whole new killer. Could be a whole new reason for murders and whatnot. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so upset because, if Edwin, because Edwin was making it seem like I needed to stay away from everybody and that he was jealous because other people were getting close to me and this, that, and the other, and nobody else had a really good motivation for killing the girls. And he was with me when we felt someone watching us. Yes, I acknowledge that. That's my bad, because I did say, like, man, Nick would have, or Singh would have a way to... The cops wouldn't suspect him going into my apartment. So, of course, he could go into my apartment and be like... I'm gonna look around and this, that, and the other. Of course he could do that. The cops that he positioned there wouldn't suspect that. I said that, and I still was so pissed off at Edwin because he made it seem like you need to stay away from all these people. Yeah, like, in a way, I understand what he's saying. But because you don't spend time with other people in this game, you mostly spend time with all of the suspects in the game, you can't help but feel like a connection to them and want to hang out with them and spend time with them. So the fact that he's like, don't hang out with those people, I'm like, why are you being controlling? But like looking back at it, technically we did have friends that we could hang out with. We had outside friends, but the game doesn't present them that much. So you get locked into this psychological thing of, these are the people that I can hang out with and I'm going to hang out with them. And one of them is the killer. But, like, you can hang out with some of them. I don't know. Like, there's no choice to just isolate yourself. You have to hang out with someone. So, you can always make the wrong choice. And I made the wrong choice in my canon run. And then I fixed it. Kind of. But good to know for, like, if I play the game by myself, or like, in the future and do a different run. Once you go on a date with someone, you are locked in with that person. One date, you're locked in. That's it. Because I wanted to date Natasha, too. Wouldn't let me. I wasn't close enough with her. But I was close enough with Singh, so I could date him. Coffee date, locked in. We're going on dates left and right. You can't say no. You cannot say no. You can't say... Even if you say, I'm a little uncomfortable, I don't understand him. Like, he makes jokes about murder, and it's kind of uncomfortable, but, like, he could just be awkward and da-da-da-da-da. But even if you express that to the therapist, you cannot say no to the dates. You as the player, because the character has decided, I want to go. Even when you're like, even when he's suggesting, hey, this date's going to be a surprise, and you're like, that sounds suspicious, right? And he's like, I mean, if you don't want to go, the character decides, no, we're going. You don't have a choice. You don't get to say no. And that's kind of frustrating. Because then I'm locked in, and then unknowingly I was locked in with the killer who shot me! He shot me. But those are my final thoughts. Anyway, thank you. Good night.